Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you will find a detailed description of the day's astrological aspects as you see them drawn out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I will play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Two of Swords, friends. And the Two of Swords is here because astrologically it relates directly to the first 10 days or the first decan of the sun's transit in the land of Libra. Libra is an air sign, and swords in tarot are air element symbolism. Air element symbolism happens to be about the thoughts we have, the plans we make, the words we use, the way we converse and communicate with other people, and really how we use them, especially in tarot. It speaks to how we use them, as in, you can use your words to heal or harm, right? So here we come to the Two of Swords, and we have a person who is seated with the back to the water, and they are holding up two swords over their shoulders in this sort of crossed fashion with a blindfold across their face. And this is such a Libra vibe. It comes across, on first sight, almost impulsively as like indecisiveness to me. And that's almost always what comes up for me. And I almost always say this person needs to listen to what the water is telling them, what their emotions are telling them, listen to what their intuition is telling them. That's what the moon says, right? But it's a point of a crossroads, right? Like we have to make a decision one way or the other. And, once we go one way, there's no coming back to do the other thing, right? So that can be a difficult decision to make. Often we know which way we're going to go, and it's sort of with regret that we have to take that path. Not that we don't love the path that we choose, but that, we also would have loved to take another path, right? So sometimes it's really not knowing what to do, what choice to make, but sometimes it's really kind of, if you are a person, especially who listens to what your emotions are telling you and listens to what your intuitions, your instincts are telling you, then you probably do know what choice you have to make. You're just kind of delaying it, or, maybe giving the other thing a little bit more of a chance to develop some really good reason for you to follow that other track, right? But, all the same, this is a point of decision. And I live with a Libra. My wife is a Libra, and it's funny because she can be a pretty indecisive person. Once she makes up her mind, that's definitely what we're doing. But, it takes her a while sometimes to make up her mind about something. And this morning she was thinking about something, and she said, "Damn it, I need to shit or get off the pot." And so from now on, this card is going to be the shit or get off the pot card for me. Maybe not. I kind of hope not, but FYI, it's about, it's time to make a choice. And probably what the choice is, and if even if it's a difficult choice to make, and even if it's difficult to let go of the other option, even if that means having difficult conversations with people, or making plans that are difficult to make, or committing yourself to a whole lot of time or a whole lot of effort to get something done. There are a lot of reasons why we might hesitate to take an option that we know is right? Get past the reasons and go ahead and make the choice. Okay, now is the time. Yeah. And if you don't know what the choice is, I know this handy little tool. I've spoken about it before, but I'll say it again, which is called flipping a coin. And it's, it doesn't work like you think it does. Heads it's strawberries, tails it's blueberries, right? The point is that when I flip the coin, and it lands on tails, and I know that's blueberries, then I will know at that moment whether I wanted the blueberries or the strawberries, right? And then I choose the thing that I wish that I had. So I don't know if I explained that very well, but I'm not going to try to do it again. I don't want to spend your time with it. Okay, with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and play this card. We got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Pentacles cards are about earth element symbolism, and that's about the physical resources we possess and what we are willing to do with them to create something of value and security for ourselves. So here we see some physical resources, right? This person has a capable body, and they have some plants in earthen pots, so they have the soil to grow those plants in, and they're growing some sort of value out of these plants, right? That's what the pentacles are. It's like fruit on the vine, right? And this is a place where they've put their time, their care, their effort into it. They've given it the best that they can, and there's almost a little bit of an impatient look on this person's face, like, I know that this is worth the wait, but I sure am tired of waiting, right? But what this says is that there's still more work to do. Okay, so you may have reached a point in the process of building the thing of value where it's sort of doing its own thing, and all you have to sort of do is sort of show up and like sweep the floors, water the plants, and it's doing everything you need it to do as it's growing. And then after that, there will be more work to do. There'll be another push of work to do where you have to move the thing of value into a place where it has more value for you, or you have to sell the thing of value so you can get the money out of it, that kind of thing. So, this is the waiting for a culmination phase. And, you're well on your way to a culmination if you get this card. But it's going to, we recognize it has taken a lot of effort, and it's still going to take some more effort, and you're going to have to be patient and keep working. That's what that says. And, taken together with the chart today, we've got Saturn. I always go to Saturn with Pentacles because it's a very earthen vibe. We have Saturn in Aquarius, which is concerned about the stability of our social and civic structures, the stability of the stability of like our governments and our local our local, state, and federal governments, and also just the stability of the other things that we rely on as a community, as a collective of humanity. So Saturn here is sextile to Chiron, indicating, we can talk about some social healing at this time. There might be some cooperative vibes going toward our ability to heal, not just our personal social wounds, but perhaps some collective social wounds. Saturn is square to Uranus currently, which says we're not really liking all the change that's coming about with our resources, right? Square to Uranus in the earth sign of Taurus, right? So Pentacles all the way around. The stability of our communities, our family groups, our cultural groups, really relies on the availability of resources, and the availability of resources has been pretty wobbly lately, and it's going to continue to be wobbly for a while. So, we're feeling that challenge right now as a community, in terms of, is this stable? Is this the right place to be, right? And then Saturn is also trine with Mars at this time, and it's been trine with Mars for a while. They just culminated it a little bit ago, and this is a really strong worker vibe. This is an aspect that only comes around a couple of years, but Mars and Saturn will hang out in this position, and really we can take care of a lot of business if we just really buckle down and honestly practice some self-discipline and do the work. We can get a whole bunch done at this time, and then we'll feel so accomplished, right? While Mars and Saturn are also sextile to Chiron, so creating solutions through action right there. Solutions, community solutions. So yes, for me, the earth vibe right now is a very communal vibe. It's very much not just about me and mine and how I'm going to get what I need, but we and us and how we are going to have what we need. And that's going to take some healing of the collective and some action on everyone's part. And taken together with the moon, not with the moon, with the Two of Swords. I just saw the moon there. Taken together with the Two of Swords, you know, this says there's a choice to make, and this says you've made your choice, right? And you're sticking with it. Like, this is not the point. This is not the time to choose something different. FYI, if you are Seven of Pentacles and you have been working on something and you have been watching it grow and blossom and bloom and become something that's going to have more value for you, now is not the time to make a different choice. All right, now is not the time to, you know, hop on a plane and go live in Paris. If your plants are in New York, don't go to Paris right now. You've got to stay here and take care of your plants, right? That's just off the top of my head, but definitely not a time to choose something different. You know, this makes me think about, you know, Mercury's opposition to Jupiter, which is still ongoing as well. Mercury's opposition to Jupiter makes us a little bit sort of prone to do erratic things. Like, Mercury is retrograde and in Virgo, so very interested in like solving problems, but opposite to Jupiter, which can be really overwhelming in terms of the options that we have, or the options that we have in terms of what we can do or be or have in the world. You know, it's a little bit of an overload coming from Jupiter at this time. And with Mercury in retrograde, you know, I'm going to say, don't drop something that's good in favor for something that sounds better without you really knowing that it is. Okay, don't drop something that's good in favor of something that sounds better at this time, especially if you have almost brought this one thing to culmination. Okay, you can always finish growing the thing of value that you have, and you know, get the value out of it, and then go on and do another thing. That's, you know, that's really how it works. Don't just don't get it halfway there. Don't get it 7/10 of the way there, and then you know, drop it for something else that sounds good, because you know, you have so many options coming to you, and you take the one that sounds like, you know, $4 billion in the bank. I hope that makes sense. I think it probably does. Okay, friends, I think that's all I have to say about it today. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.